Hello, my fellow readers. This is iDarkSymphony777 with another pair of fanfiction reviews. As always, a link to the story will be in the description below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell for notifications, leave a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts on the story, and finally, listen to my opinion. My opinion is not indicative of everyone in the world, so please respect that. So, I'm doing two stories today. The first one is It Came from Deep Sea by Super Mario Bros. Ultimate. It is a Mario fanfiction, and I bet you're wondering, why wasn't this story on the queue? Mainly because the other story I'm reviewing, I didn't realize it was really short, and I need another fan fiction to kind of supplement it. So I thought, you know what, I could just do both fan fictions. They're both really short, so I can squeeze this one in. So enjoy. So, what is the plot of It Came from Deep Sea? Well, it is a continuation of the whole Pearl story, thing, line. Here's Pearl in a little swimsuit with a little wagon. Oh, she's so adorable. She definitely wants to be patted. she's definitely the cutest girl. Pets. And she's basically acting as the Belle of the story. What do I mean by that? Well, in the plot of the story, Belle wants to hang out with her B-friends. As always, they're friends and all that. She goes to all her friends' house. Belle is completely sick. She's molting. Brooke is trying to study, trying to get some cram session in, but she's also very sick. And Brittany is out of town, so she kind of doesn't have any friends. She goes home very sad, and she basically just asks her mom, can I just have friends now? Because... So her mom offers a solution. We're just going to go to the beach. Basically, there's this, underwater beach that everyone kind of goes to. They offered the invite to the aunt. The aunt just basically said "fuck you," and kind of just you do. So they go to the beach, and in essence, it's just a lake, a big lake, but still a lake. Where Pearl decides, I'm going to make a seashell necklace in order to give to her friends, kind of as a get well gift soon. It's fine. So she's wandering around, kind of finding shells, where she comes across this sea slug girl named Squishy from the Deep Sea Kingdom. So, they kind of interact, they kind of talk, and it's like, I'm going to show you around. So basically, in essence, that leads to the bulk of a plot. Just Pearl showing Squishy around her world and the Mushroom Kingdom. And they get into some minor shenanigans, involving monster trucks. More importantly,
you big what?
and Waluigi. Wah! Bad Waluigi time. I had to do it. There is a problem I have with the plot. Should I talk about it now? Yeah, I'll talk about it now. So, the bulk of the plot basically revolves around Pearl taking Squishy and kind of just showing her around. That's more or less the plot, just showing her around and kind of introducing her to the world and kind of introduce her in the stories. I don't like bringing her up to the Mushroom Kingdom. Now, you may be wondering, why don't you like Pearl bringing her up to the Mushroom Kingdom? That covers half the story. Here's the thing. If we're ignoring realistic body signature, like biology, because Squishy as a deep sea creature is one very probably sensitive to life. I can ignore this because the story makes it very clear that at one point Squishy actually mentions there's a lot of light in the Deep Sea Kingdom, probably natural light, they kind of little crystals, stuff like that, and they kind of create the light. Okay, I can forgive that. I can understand that. That's that's not breaking this suspension of disbelief or anything like that. However, the problem is, Squishy's an aquatic creature. She spends most of the story, I need to actually zoom up on this, in this little wagon. There's a little wagon you can see right here, that Pearl's carting around. She spends pretty much almost the entire story in that thing. That's just filled up with water. That doesn't really make sense. That's just kind of causing me the issue because like, wouldn't it make more sense to kind of have wait for Brooke and Belle and the bees to kind of just get better to show the Mushroom Kingdom, because like it doesn't really make sense, because the whole point of the plot, the whole thing that kicks off the plot is the fact that, the whole reason why Pearl want to go to the Mushroom Kingdom is kind of just like kind of off axis because two of her friends are sick and one is out of town. So it doesn't really work. Like, oh, I now have a friend. I can just show her the sights. And then she just kind of, and then she coincidentally kind of runs into Belle's brother and father. Eh, it's a bit much. Like, especially since at the very end of the story, they kind of have, the bees do run into. Oh, that was far enough. That's it. No, yeah. They just run into, they kind of meet the bees. Like, wouldn't have made more sense if like the whole Mushroom Kingdom was like its own story rather than this, and this story basically just had Pearl kind of just showing how, showing the underworld kingdom around, kind of just, and maybe, I think that would have been better. Just have the Mushroom Kingdom thing, just kind of have it be its own story rather than part of this. I don't know. It's just a me thing. I think it is. I think it is a big issue because it just kind of, like, you could have had more world building for Pearl, but then you spent it on shenanigans with Squishy going to a monster car rally and getting big. Again, it's a more, friendship thing, but you could have just you could have had more time to cook for like the more world building, because this is like the third story, and the first story didn't really delve much into the underworld kingdom that much. The second story pretty much exclusively built upon the bees, so. But then again, that one's focused on specifically through Brittany, and so you could have had. She could have done more with at least a little bit of world building, and maybe wait until the bees, like, I don't know, Brooke comes down, say, "Oh, here's Squishy," and then kind of just fashion. And Brooke, of course, being the smart bee she is, kind of fashion something to like allow Squishy to kind of, I don't know, maybe like a little cart, like a little wheelchair, like an auto wheelchair thing, to kind of let her go around the Mushroom Kingdom how she wants. I don't know. There's something you could have done with it. They kind of made the Mushroom Kingdom feel more natural. It really just feels awkward, because most of those parts is just Pearl just pushing around, like pulling Squiggly along, because she quite literally can't leave the wagon. Not to mention like the whole idea, like, oh, well, she's constantly moving around the wagon. Okay, so so what happens if you like goes up a hill? Does the water fall out? Does the water kind of tilt over? It's things that, like, the moment you think about it, it's like, that doesn't make it, like, nothing about the wagon makes sense, especially if it's like a kiddie wagon, so it's probably not that deep. It just feels off. Character wise, I like Pearl. I think Pearl's not really that deep in the story, mainly because Pearl it is supposed to do what Belle did in the first story, basically just showing around, act as a guide to kind of show her things and how everything functions. And I think as that works for Pearl in this story, because because he doesn't really, because most of the character development and all that and all the character work is focused on Squishy. So I can see, Pearl kind of taking the back seat and not getting as much depth and character as Squishy, because that's not Pearl's role to play in this fic. So I can respect that. Squishy, on the other hand, I don't I don't know why, but Squishy did not connect with me. I don't like. I get what you're going for with Squishy, because you're trying to go for, like, they have similar personalities, but Squishy being much younger than Pearl, I have to guess Pearl's probably like 12. Squishy's probably like 8. Squishy doesn't really have has less restraint than Pearl, leading to a lot of headaches because Squishy's kind of just jumps head first, where Pearl might think about things like in the monster truck, like oh, like Squishy kind of gets in their heads like she wants to play, she wants to join them, and she just immediately just pushed herself off because she never seen monster trucks before, and like Pearl just completely freaks out. And it's meant to highlight the sameness, but they do act differently. So I think the idea behind Squishy works. I just don't think the dynamic between Pearl and Squishy is that interesting, especially compared to Pearl and the bees, especially at the end. Like we're going back to the last chapter. Like it's such a weird thing because uh the bees have better chemistry with Squishy than Pearl does, and that's like weirdly hilarious. Like the bees only show up at the very beginning and the very end, and the very end just has them work so much better with Squishy's character. Because again, Squishy is basically just a Pearl with less restraint in her actions, because of her age. Like I think this is more of a personal thing. Like it just didn't land with me. Like I said, I get what the author was going for with the idea of Squishy. I get it. I understand it. It just didn't work for me. So I'm not gonna complain too much about this because I can understand this is a more personal thing. And if the author thinks that you did a good job on Squishy, I respect that. Yeah. But yeah, that's really all you need to know about the characters. I like Pearl. I think Pearl worked. Squishy, Squishy just didn't really work for me. But it is what it is. Grammar wise, pacing wise, I think that's fine. I think all of it is good. Nothing really. It's a really short story because it's just. Okay, what do you do in terms of pacing out you have a day to hang out with this new friend, gotta just take her around the sites. That's fine. There's not much you can do with an idea like that without trying to stretch it out outrageously long. So around 30,000 words, it works. Even like the little gag at the end with like Benny trying to do the sting Budokan, and like Wario and Waluigi's like, ignore the kid. I gotta and trying to just cut some hair. It works. I think it does have a lot of personality. It has that very distinct personality that these stories go for. Even like the complaints I had with the plot with Squishy Bean and outside in the Mushroom Kingdom, it's still very entertaining. I still liked it. Would I recommend it? I still would recommend it. Even like I said, the flaw with Squishy, not that big a deal. The flaw with Squishy being in the Mushroom Kingdom, that's a bigger deal, but not really enough to want me to swing it into not recommending it. It is what it is. Do I have a favorite part? Not really. Maybe the ending with like Squishy interacting with the bees because I like the bees. I'm sorry, Pearl's fine by herself, but she just works much better with bees, and the bees just are great characters in themselves. Would I change anything? You can make an argument for just removing the whole Mushroom Kingdom aspect of the story, have it be its own story. Again, have Brooke just show up, meet Squishy, give her like a little cart thing to kind of like how kind of like the reverse of like how in SpongeBob and Patrick have to wear like these domes to keep themselves hydrated while in Sandy's tree dope because it's full of air. You could fashion something like that just with a cart to account for Squishy being a snail and therefore very slow. There's stuff you can pull from to kind of to at least try to help her out. It just maybe you can even do like the whole Wario and Waluigi kind of extend that even farther for that, like and have like the bees just try and beat them up. Just like you're gonna try and beat this up, huh, Bill? Yes, and like you can just ham it up and all that. And then this story could just be instead just be Pearl just showing Squishy around the underworld kingdom and kind of expand upon the world of and Pearl's family and Pearl's role and everything. Like there's stuff you can do. Again, it's not it's not bad enough that I would not recommend it, but it's like it is something you could probably approach in a different way in the future. You know, it's not bad. So that is It Came from Deep Sea. Now for the other story, a Meyer to Kill by Sunny V2. Oh, this story, this goddamn story. This story was actually recommended to me by someone. I did not like this story. I think this story is absolute shit. I'm not gonna get. I don't even like. First off, let's get the obvious out of the way. This is on Wattpad. I fucking hate Wattpad. I think Wattpad is the absolute worst fan fiction related site. I get that Wattpad's not entirely a fan fiction site. Like, they go to like the main page. It does more. It does more than fanfiction. Fanfiction is just a. Why is Amy crying? I don't know why that's doing that. It does like also like web novels and stuff like that. Like, oh, it's just other custom novels. Fanfiction's just a small part. What is this? No idea. It's just a various web novel-esque story, so it doesn't really focus on. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. That's a cute little picture. Wattpad just does more than that, but it's just like it's kind of infamous for one, having no quality control. A lot of the vast majority of fics on Wattpad are just bad. Like, they're just bad. It's just, I know that like AO3 and fanfiction technically have like poor moderation. Oh, what do you know? Another thing where the pony site does better. Quality control. But the funny thing is, like, AO3 and fanfiction doesn't have the rap of having bad quality control that Wattpad has. Because unlike AO3 and fanfiction, well, technically AO3 does have original stories. This one is, like, known for, one, having bad quality control. Two, having a piss poor UI. This has to be the worst UI I've ever seen in any sort of fanfiction site ever. It's so disgustingly difficult to just the fucking look through. Like, it's shit, let's be honest. And also, it's just full of Tumblr-esque writing. This is basically Tumblr after Tumblr fell with the whole porn ban. Basically, most of the Tumblrs either went to Twitter or they went to Wattpad. The ones who wrote went to Wattpad. it's just so shit. So what is this fic about? Okay, so bear with me. This story is about I didn't actually go to the main page. This is about Serena from Pokemon. Oh yeah, I didn't even say that's a Pokemon fic. And how she completely is a yandere in love with Ash Ketchum. Yes, the eternal 10-year-old. Don't ask me why. Yeah. And she just kills people. And then she just, she gets her man. And it's just... Why is the story? I need to ask, why did you recommend the story? Did you think it was as good? Because he actually told me, it's like, hey, I reread this story and I just realized how bad it is. So forgive me. Flowers. That's how you know. I am gonna run you through the dirt for this. I even just noticed the premium. Why does this have premium? My fucking god. Oh my fucking god, this site's so shit. No, he's like, I can't wait for the crash out for this. I'm crashing out more about the site than the fic. I haven't even got to the fic. It's been like nearly 10 minutes and I'm done with shit on the actual site. So, okay. So the fic is more or less just girl in love with Ash, kills people for Ash, gets Ash, kidnaps Ash, decides to get outrageously horny for Ash, proceeds to have sex with Ash. Ash gets Stockholm Syndrome, starts getting his rocks off from the murders and also the sex. And then they get hunted by other various Pokemon chicks. And they all die. And then Ash and Serena go to Alola at the end. I have no idea. Okay, honestly, I have no idea how I'm gonna actually describe the plot. It's a mess. It's a really bad mess. It's more or less just Serena just killing people for Ash, and then seducing Ash with her 10-year-old body or so, because again, this is playing on the joke that, oh, they're 10, because Ash was technically 10 in like Kanto, and now this is like X and Y, so it's probably older. Probably like, I don't know, 13, 14. Still kind of disgusting. But it happens. Wait a minute. Are they like 18? No, it's not. Oh, no, they are 18. He randomly ages them up. Oh, puts that at the bottom. Oh yeah, and this story was also written in a month. that's how you know the story. This story was shit. More or less, it's just killing people. Killing people really badly because Serena only just was like, I'm just gonna stab people. And she's like, oh, what do I even say about the story besides the shit? I'm not even gonna, like, I can't even go like whole, would I recommend this? Because no, I'm not gonna recommend this. It's shit. What would I fix? Or what did I fix? What's my favorite part? Nothing. This story's bad. Fuck. Okay, so the piece things together. Serena just loves Ash really, really bad because he protected her from a pair of bullies. Serena is suffering from borderline personality disorder, so in essence, she's just a straight sociopath because sociopaths don't kill people. Sociopaths just don't feel for other people. Just don't feel for people. That's the difference between psychopathy and sociopathy. Sociopathy is don't just like strangely don't have cannot really emote well, or when it comes to like help people, they just can't like they can't really emote to people. Like they're just dead. It's like, oh yeah, hi, and you can't really feel happy to other people. You can feel happy, you just can't really. It's just a struggle to do that. Uh, Serena then goes around, tries to find Ash, thinks like, oh, I'll never see Ash again. Runs into Ash, of course, at the beginning of XY. They also get help with the Bonnie and Clement. And now Serena basically just wants Ash to herself. And so it realizes that Clement start getting, like, randomly becoming gay for some odd reason, and blushing from, like, Ash helping him out. It's like, you will go, and leaves, like, gets rid of Clement, gets rid of Bonnie. Doesn't kill him because, like, okay, I'm giving you this reasonable excuse to kind of just get out of the way so I can have Ash to myself. Clement kidnaps Ash, and then we get to the biggest plot, like a massive plot hole of the entire story is, where the fuck is Pikachu? Let's talk about the plot hole. Where the fuck is Pikachu? Like, all of Ash's other Pokemon, I can understand. Like, if you're going for, like, this whole Serena locking up Ash, basically, in essence, raping him, it technically is rape. With, like, the other Pokemon, and Ash kind of going into the effects of Stockholm really quickly, really shoddily. I can understand not pulling out the other Pokemon because they're in Pokeballs and stuff like that, and they're like, and Serena probably has a hold of them. But where the fuck is Pikachu? Pikachu never stays inside his Pokeball unless Pikachu's knocked unconscious. That's pretty much the big thing. Like, Pikachu refuses to go inside the Pokeball. In fact, in the very first episode or two of the first season, they make a big deal in the fact that Pikachu refuses to stay in the Pokeball because Pat tries to get Pikachu in the Pokeball. Pikachu keeps getting out, and even then, that's like a running gag with Team Rocket, like Wallafit, Chimecho, other, like, their various Pokemon keep getting out of the Pokeball. Psyduck keeps getting out of the Pokeball for Misty. It's like a common thing. Pikachu's the most known for it because Pikachu actually actively stays out of the Pokeball. Like, with Meowth, I think it's explained like Meowth doesn't actually have a Pokeball. He just kind of hangs out with Jesse and James and all that. But with Pikachu acts as a Pokeball. He just doesn't want to stay in the, doesn't want to get in the Pokeball. So like, where's the fuck's Pikachu? And then at the end, it's like, oh, Pikachu's at a daycare, which was never explained at all. And then you had the running gag of every single character deciding, oh yeah, we're in a Pokemon world. Let's confront the person who has killed people, who's gonna kill us, without a Pokemon. And then they all get killed repeatedly for making stupid decisions, being complete other idiots to justify, and well, the author turns them into blithering idiots to justify Serena being able to kill them. Railroading the story with so many contrived coincidences, it turns into a farce. Like the author basically railroads so many contrived coincidences in order to justify Serena killing each person, and then making them into a blithering idiot to just to justify Serena being able to commit the kill. Like, the only time we see a Pokemon actually involved in anything is Braixen killing, basically, Serena killing, telling Braixen to set Clement on fire and just basically burn him to death. That's really it. And then the story just kind of ends with Serena and Ash going to Alola to kind of do the same thing there. Oh, and Serena's mom, after telling Serena, I don't want to be with you anymore because you basically murdered a bunch of people, that, oh, hey, oh, you can just keep killing people now. What? Huh? What? 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 Don't know why, but that just pissed me off. It's just so bad. And I can't even, like, the whole point of a Yandere effect. Like, let's move on to characters, because I'm only going to talk about Serena. Ash doesn't matter. Like, he really doesn't. And he's just an idiot. The whole point with a Yandere fic is you need to be entertained with a Yandere. It's such a weird decision. I have no idea why I didn't pause it. Just gone on with it. I don't know why it was a weird decision to have a Yandere and make her so dreadfully boring. She doesn't kill in creative ways outside of the Braixen. Her default personality is just horny. Like, half the time she's just like, Ash shows off her boobs, and just like, and then they have sex. Like, okay, sex and the horniness, okay, that's part of a Yandere thing. Okay, I can get it. Again, Lele does it better because Lele's a more developed character, because Annie and Lele's a more developed story. But the whole point of focusing on Yandere as a main character is seeing how their mind works, one, and two, seeing how entertaining they are. Lele is a perfectly good example of this, because, yes, Lele is a Yandere. She's also a very well-developed character that you look into her mind and see how destructive and toxic she is as a person. But with Serena, she's just horny. It's like, I'm horny. I'm so horny. Okay, you have anything else? A protective Ash. Okay, you got anything else? Is that all you need? If you're gonna be the main character, yes! Yes, there is enjoyment to see Yandere just killing people, but again, that comes into the entertainment factor, with, like, showing how creative the Yandere is with killing people. Instead, most of the kills is just everyone being an idiot and Serena just stabbing them. That's it. And even then, you have to make everyone you have to literally dumb down everyone's intelligence in order for Serena to even get the kills off, because you just make them that stupid. like with Gary Oak. Like, okay, in that context, Serena doesn't kill Gary, Ash does. But you still make Gary an idiot, because it's like, okay, Gary's told ahead of time, hey, Ashley's this Serena's this very, very dangerous character, and she's killed people before. It's like, if you see her, can you get her? No. It's like, okay, I can. And Gary's like, okay, I can probably get evidence to try and get her to the police. But when he gets her, he's like, nah, I'm just gonna rape you instead. And then he's basically just kind of tries to have his way with her. Ash runs into them. Ash basically like, okay, you can't have her, I won't have her either. And then Ash just gets the gun and shoots Gary. What? No, that's Caleb. That's Caleb, not Ash, not Gary. Okay, ignore what I said. Just replace Gary with Caleb. Caleb basically is a yandere too. It tries to get like, I'm gonna have you, and then Ash kills him. Gary gets stupid and Serena kills him. I Yeah, that's how bad it is because I'm mixing up deaths and characters because you just make everyone stupid. And you can't even and again, you can't justify the whole death thing because, if you're going to do the kill thing, make it entertaining. You don't make it entertaining because you make all the kills the same. You pretty much don't employ any creativity. You don't have anyone to bounce off of because Serena's just horribly generic. The pacing is just horrendous because you just rush through everything because that's kind of the benefit. That's kind of the danger of writing a story this fast. You're just gonna mess with the pacing. Grammar wise, there's just too many redundant things. It's very telly, not showy. Everything about the story's wrong. And that's really all I can say. Again, I'm not gonna recommend the story. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the story. There's nothing I can't change. Like, if you want to make an argument, like what could be changed, implement Pokemon more. It's the Pokemon world. Honestly, if it wasn't for Pikachu showing up at the beginning, I was just this is just a random generic world with like Pokemon. Where like, oh, the characters just happen to be named after Pokemon characters. Okay. There's nothing good about the story. Like, implement go more in depth on either go more in depth on Serena's character, or if you're gonna employ the whole, okay, she's a black character, the whole thing is like you're supposed to enjoy the kills. Have her kill more creatively. Use her Pokemon. Like, have her actually corrupt her Pokemon. Like her Pokemon, like, they're sweet, and then like she actually, like, when she kills the first person, she lets go of all her Pokemon. She's like, you'll watch, and then she just kills the guy. It's like, you're gonna do what I say, and have they see it, and you see the Pokemon get corrupted too. And that'd be a neat idea. So the Pokemon are now more willing to join in on the carnage. You have a yandere girlfriend. You have a yandere boyfriend. Now you have yandere Pokemon. There you go. Go more in depth on the dynamic between. Maybe have Ash fight a little more. He kind of only really starts going for the Stockholm because, he turns into a horny idiot and just like, I just want the sex. Okay. Poor man Andy and Layla here. And that's just the story needs to be longer too. I don't even know where to go with this story because it's just like I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to contact the author because I don't know. I'm not fucking commenting on this shit because I don't even trust myself commenting on anything to do with Wattpad. No, thank you. Goodbye. That's it. You gonna see more? Instead, the last thing you're gonna see in this video is just Layla. It's Ashley's smoke little face.